So the very first thing we need to do is actually install Python. So go to your favorite browser of choice and type Python, download. Click enter and you'll be presented with a few different links on Google. Just click the first one, which is the official Python website. It's python.org. It'll send you to the downloads tab. As you can see in the URL, this is the downloads section. And you'll be presented with the option to download Python for your specific device. So I'm on a Windows, hence it's giving me a Windows version. If you're on a Mac, it will say version for Mac OS and etc. For Linux and stuff like that. So I'm on Windows, so I'm just going to click download Python 3.8.3. Now it does take like 2 or 3 minutes depending on your download speed. I've already downloaded the .exe. All you need to do is click on that and click save, and once it's done you can open it. So I'm going to close out of the browser now, and this is what you should see. Now if your Python version is different, because they always update it frequently, so when you're watching this in the future, it might be 3.9, it could be 4.2. It doesn't matter if this number's different, as long as you see a window like this, which you can click install now. If you click on that, we'll start installing all of the Python files. So just be patient and let it install it correctly. And there we go, so it's installed. It didn't take too long, about 15 seconds. As you can see, it says setup was successful, so you can click close. And that's it, you've installed Python. So you are technically ready to start coding and learning Python. But you may be thinking, well, how do I save a Python file? How do I start coding? Well, when you install Python, you get a Python shell. And if you go to your search bar on Windows and type IDLE, as you can see here, there's a Python idle shell. So if you open it, this will allow you to start typing some Python. Now I'm not going to go into great detail with this idle because I don't recommend using it. We're going to go straight into an IDE, which makes using Python much more efficiently, because with an IDE you can automatically save Python files and execute them. With this shell you need to save a file, then be able to run it in the shell, and then to edit the file you need to reopen it and stuff. It's not very useful. However, just for the introduction, you can see here there's a cursor blinking, so you can actually type information here. So I could type anything and click enter. As you can see, I get a syntax error. That is because what I've just bashed on the keyboard isn't actually Python. But if I type something that is, so print hello world, and click enter, you can see I get an output, hello world. If I print 1 + 1, click enter, I get 2. So you get the idea with this Python shell. It just allows you to type some Python, get an output. You can save files. So if I go to File, New File, and as you can see, it opens in a different window. Now if I type print hello world, but I'll do a capital H so you can tell the difference between the previous one, hello world, and then if I click run module, click save. So you've got to save it to be able to run it. So if I just save that to my desktop and call it test.py, click enter, and there we go. As you can see, it's restarted, it's run the module in the shell, and we get the output, hello world, which I've just typed in here, and that is saved. So if I double click on the file, as you can see, it doesn't actually run when you open it. So the only way to actually run that file again, so you can't double click it on the desktop, you've got to go to File, Open, find it, so it's just on my desktop, click Open, go to Run module, and there we go, it's run again. So that is the basics of Python idle. I don't recommend using it. The next video we're going to be installing an IDE, which is free to use. It makes it much more efficient, which we'll see in the next video.